Welcome back to the crypto channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin dominance is breaking out to the upside, which is not good for altcoins. So if you hold any altcoins whatsoever, make sure you're watching this entire video. This will be important. And also the Ethereum RSI is forming a brand new pattern that we must pay attention to. First, taking a quick look at the daily Ethereum charts, because what we can see right here is obviously a bullish divergence. Because looking in the Ethereum price action at the daily candle closes, we've seen lower lows in the daily candle closes, but higher lows in the RSI. And by the way, the RSI actually goes off candle closes, not candle wicks or anything like that. And the last bullish divergence that formed on the daily Ethereum chart was at the end of February, beginning of March. And basically, that just meant that we were due to see reduced bearish momentum. And we did indeed see that for a few days worth of choppy sideways price action, and then we actually saw a decent pump in the price of Ethereum. But keep in mind, during that time period right there where we saw a decent pump, we also had the stock market during that same time period move to the upside as well, whereas right now we're not exactly seeing a lot of bullish price action in the stock market. So unless the stock market flips overly bullish again, I would not be expecting a massive pump like this, and instead mostly sideways price action, give or take. And I spoke more about what I'm expecting over the coming weeks in my Bitcoin update video that I recently posted on the channel, so if you missed that video, definitely check it out. And now taking a look at the 3-day Ethereum chart, specifically the 3-day Ethereum RSI, because right now we're actually forming a giant falling wedge pattern, which is technically a bullish pattern, which basically just means that when it comes time to break either support or resistance, we're simply more likely to break resistance other than support. And with the recent Ethereum crash down towards 1700, we saw the 3-day Ethereum RSI enter into oversold territories and basically get a bounce from this massive level of support in the 3-day Ethereum RSI. So what we've seen over the past 1 week or so could also be explained as the opposite of these rejections in the 3-day Ethereum RSI, and pretty much every single rejection we've seen along this massive line of resistance in the 3-day Ethereum RSI has resulted in a lot more bearish price action. So the fact that the 3-day Ethereum RSI entered into oversold territories and also saw a bounce from this level of support, this is actually a good sign for Ethereum on the larger timeframes. And given enough time, we'll eventually see times like this again, basically massive bull markets where we see the price of Ethereum absolutely skyrocketing, but that will most likely happen once the RSI on the 3-day time frame, for example, breaks this line of resistance. And as of right now, we're clearly not that close to that level of resistance, at least just yet. And speaking about the Ethereum RSI, I'll quickly remind you about the weekly Ethereum RSI, which is currently at its lowest point we've seen since the end of the 2018 bear market. And in fact, the end of the 2018 bear market was the only time in Ethereum's history where we saw the weekly RSI enter into oversold territories. And right now we're getting pretty close to oversold territories, but we're not there just yet. So if we see something similar to 2018, we could play out one more leg to the downside to get the RSI down towards oversold territories. But generally speaking, when you're looking at Ethereum's entire price history, anytime the weekly Ethereum RSI gets to these sort of levels, basically down towards oversold territories, but not necessarily at oversold territories like these two other examples, these have all turned out to be amazing times to simply dollar cost average into Ethereum and hold for the longer term. But that's not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what has happened time and time again throughout Ethereum's entire price history and what is most likely to occur next. But if you're looking at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart on the 3-day time frame, we have just seen our first 3-day candle close below this upward trending line of support, which is not a good sign for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And now that we've seen this, the next few signals that I'll be looking out for is this previous low, a possible retest, and a candle close on a larger time frame like the weekly Ethereum chart. So just quickly breaking down what each of those signals are. First of all, the previous low, if we simply break below the previous low, and especially if we see something like a 3-day candle close below the previous low, then that would further confirm that we're flipping more bearish again, because even though we formed lower highs, we haven't necessarily confirmed a lower low just yet on the 3-day chart. And as for the retest, quite often when we break a significant level, we might come back up to retest that level. And basically, if we break back above that previous level of support, then this break to the downside was essentially a fake out and didn't really mean anything. But if we do end up seeing a retest of this level of previous support, which could now be acting as resistance, and that is coming in at around 0.0678 Bitcoin per Ethereum, and if we see a rejection from that level confirming it as new resistance, then that would be further confirmation for this break to the downside. And another signal I said I'll be looking out for is a possible weekly candle close below this line of support. And if we do end up seeing some of those other signals play out, giving this break to the downside more confirmation, then personally I'll be moving some of my Ethereum into Bitcoin as Ethereum potentially trades down against Bitcoin. But as always, that is not financial advice. I'm just simply telling you my personal Ethereum strategy, what I'm planning to do with my own money. And obviously what you do with your money is completely up to you. And the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart goes hand in hand with the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the 3-day time frame, which as you can see is currently breaking out to the upside. And this is not good news for altcoins, because what this actually means is Bitcoin is regaining market share across the total crypto market. So for example, at the time of recording this video, the Bitcoin dominance is currently moving past 45%, which basically means out of the total crypto market cap across all of the cryptos, all of the altcoins and Bitcoin combined, around 45% of that money is sitting in Bitcoin alone. And so obviously as the Bitcoin dominance moves to the upside, Bitcoin is getting a larger and larger market share, which means the altcoins are losing market share. The altcoins are underperforming against Bitcoin in this scenario. And so obviously in times like this, it would be painful to be very heavy in altcoins, which is why I am not currently heavy in altcoins. Now, if you classify Ethereum as an altcoin, then technically I am slightly heavy in altcoins, but that's basically just Bitcoin and Ethereum that I'm mostly holding at the moment in terms of my crypto portfolio. And other than that, I do have a couple altcoins, but nowhere near the amount of holdings that I'm holding in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I do have some stable coins as well. So the rise in the Bitcoin dominance is definitely something to consider moving forward. And if you want to maximize your profits in crypto, whether or not prices are going up, down, or sideways, then check out one of these videos popping up right here on your screen. Because in both of these videos, I review how I continue to make money in crypto no matter what prices are doing. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.